Hello everyone, welcome back to another Bee Simulator video. In today's video, I will be covering how Blue Hives works and how you can make trillions as a Blue Hive, and it is pretty simple. So yeah, let me clean my hive first real quick. So I'll be going over the amulets you need, the Hive Composition, and pretty much everything, and also how to casual grind using only basic materials to make trillions of honey in a short amount of time. So first of all, I want to start with amulets. So the most important thing for Blue Hive is to have this amulet right here, the Supreme Star Amulet. And on this amulet, you want the following passive. You want this passive called Pop Star, because what Pop Star does is it's basically based around bubbles. So yeah, if you want to go blue, then you should know what Pop Star does, but whatever. So for every bubbles you pop, it will grant you a few seconds of bubble bloat, which stacks up to 2 hours and 30 minutes for times 6 capacity in blue field. So this is the reason why blue is good right now, because you have a lot of capacity. When boosting, you can have like 7 billion. So, and also you barely need any micro converters, which is another good side. And for the double passives on Supreme Star Amulet, for your second passive, you would want Star Shower. Now, some people are saying that Pop Gummy is better, but I haven't tested Pop Gummy yet. But looking at the results from the leaderboards, Pop Shower seems to be doing better, so I suggest that you get that. Now next, the Hive Composition is the most important part of it. So you want the gifted basic bee for the times 1.2 pollen. Obviously, everyone needs a basic bee. That's like the whole point of it. Next, the bumblebee and the cool bee, of course, for their gifted abilities. Now, I don't have them gifted, and if you're wondering why, it's because they've got the ability rate. So I'm gonna have to try to get them gifted pretty soon. Next, you can use gifted hasty bee or gifted stubborn bee. You should only use one of them. I suggest using hasty bee when boosting, because it makes you move faster, but when macroing, I suggest using Stubborn Bee because of the 20% ability token lifespan, which will give you higher chance to collect the tokens that your macro could sometimes miss on. Next, the Looker Bee. Everyone needs a Looker Bee for its really good 25% critical power stat. Now, let's move on to the Epic Bees. Of course, Bubble Bee for the 50% bubble pollen, and the Bucko Bee for 20% blue field capacity. Now, I just want to mention this real quick, but every single gifted blue bee type that you get in your hive adds 10% bubble pollen to your overall stats right here. So if you go to bubble pollen, for every bubble that you have, wait, where is it? Where is the bubble pollen? Ah, there it is. So bubble pollen, 300%. So for every gifted blue bee type that you get in your hive, you get an extra 10%. So now the gifted commander bee for the 3% critical chance. It's another essential bees in every hive. Next, the gifted Frosty Bee, 30% blue on pollen. This is a really good bee. That's it for the epic bees. Now, there's something I want to mention real quick. If you have Pop Star with Gummy Star, you will need a gifted honeybee in your hive for the 1.5x honey from tokens. Because your Gummy Star, when it explodes, it will spawn a bunch of honey tokens, which gives a lot of honey. Now for the legendary bees. If you have Pop Star with Gummy Star, you will want at least one gifted carpenter bee. For every single blue hive, you need this gifted diamond bee for the times 1.2 convert rate, because right here, as you can see, I have it with 14% convert amount, and see, it converts 720,000 in 2 seconds, which is a lot. and it has this passive shimmering honey. When converting at the hive, this bee grants 20% bonus honey, 2% per level. This bonus is doubled if gifted. So this bee converts a lot of honey. It's an essential bee in the blue hive. Now for the music bee, you want 2 music bees plus a toy horn bee quip. The toy horn is this little bee quip right here that you can use on the cobalt bee, and it will be able to spawn melody. So if you do not have a toy horn, then you should use 3 music bees instead of just 2. Ninja bee, you only need 1 for its gifted ability and the 10% bubble pollen, and also it drops ace and blue bombs, which is really good. Now the interesting part, the mythic bees. You want 14 bullion bees, but if you use Popstar with Gummy Star, you should use like 13 bullion bees. So bullion bee is one of the reasons why many people switch to blue, because it has some really good abilities, but the most important one is the balloon, which if I go to field real quick, I can summon a balloon which adds up extra capacity, and when I collect under it, as you can see, it fills up the balloon instead of my pollen container. And when this balloon has either timed out or it's full, it will go back to your hive. And blue macros, basically, when your bag becomes full, it resets, and it's gonna go back to your hive, and it's gonna convert the balloon, which is gonna give you a ton of honey. Now, for Fuzzy Bee, you only need 1 because of its gifted ability, times 1.1 bomb power is pretty good. It's pretty useful to fill balloons. Now, Precise Bee, this is an interesting topic because Precise Bee is not needed, even for the 3% super crit chance. Next, the Spicy Bee, obviously you don't need it. Tadpole Bee, you should have 14 Tadpole Bees, but you can run 15 or even up to 16, depending on if you have some of the stuff that I'm about to mention. So yeah. Now Vector Bee, if you run Popstar with Gummy Star, you should run 3 of them. So as I said, if you run Popstar with Gummy Star, you should run 13 bullion bees. And you should also try to kill 2 to 3 tadpole bees, maybe like to run 12. And to add up some vector bees. I don't know the exact amount of vector bees that you need, but I know that you need a few because this is what's gonna help you to build your Gummy Star and make a decent amount of honey out of it. Now into the event bees. So if you do not have Bear Bee, then I suggest running an extra tadpole bee. So Bear Bee, if you have it, obviously use it because of the bear morph. It's really good. And the gifted hive bonus of 10% pollen is also really good. Next, Cobalt Bee, obviously, for the 10% instant blue conversion and the extra 10% bubble pollen from bubbles. Crimson Bee, you do not need. Festive Bee, some people say you can get rid of it, but the reason I keep it is because of the festive gift, which can sometimes be really good. And if you can get a good timing with it, like during Popstar, then you can make a decent amount of honey out of that 10 seconds of festive blessing. Next, the Gummy Bee, obviously everyone needs a Gummy Bee. 5% honey per pollen, and these abilities, I mean, they're not that good, but the 5% honey per pollen is really good. Photon Bee, you do not need Photon Bee. It's basically useless. 5% instant conversion. It's overall pretty bad. Now Poppy Bee. Poppy Bee is a really good bee because of its it's only good because of the reindeer antlers right here, because it teaches it focus and reindeer fetch. What is reindeer fetch? It basically makes its ball red, and when you do a few combos with it, it gives you extra capacity. And that capacity increases your bag's capacity, but not only that, because that'd be pretty useless. If you have more capacity in your bag, it also increases your balloon's capacity. So you can store a lot more pollen inside your balloons. So Poppy is really good also when you're blue. Since you can make a lot of honey, you can spend it to level up your bees. and you can basically save like 20% honey just from this bee to level them up. Tabby Bee is pretty much the best bee in the game, so I don't know why you wouldn't have it in your hive. 50% critical power is insanely good, and that's about it for it. Vicious Bee, you need it because it is going to be one of your only sources of damage to defeat mobs that like the stump snail, and also the 10% bubble pollen. Next, the Whimsy Bee. Whimsy Bee, if you have it, then use it, but if you don't have it, you can run like an extra tadpole or an extra buoyant. It's up to you. Doesn't really make a difference, but obviously having it is better. Now, this is about it for the hives. Now, a few tips. Number 1, if you have Balloon Blessing, then you can see here in Buoyant Bee that Balloon Blessing, here, passive Balloon Enthusiast. When converting from balloons, this bee has 3 times convert amount. Additionally, this bee's base attack scales up to 3 times with Balloon Blessing. So its attack right now is 3, but with the Balloon Blessing, it can go up to 3 times, which is 9. So if you have a lot of these in your hive, then that's going to be a decent source of damage. So if you're going to fight a mob like the coconut crab or the stump snail, make sure that you have the Balloon Blessing on to make your buoyant bee do a lot more damage. Now, for the other amulets that I haven't really talked about earlier, well, on your King Beetle amulet, you will want convert rate, bee attack is optional. You will want blue flower pollen and bamboo field pollen. Now, yeah, bamboo field sucks. You shouldn't be boosting there, but yeah, I guess if you donate like a mythic egg and that's all you get, then yeah, you should totally boost there. But yeah, blue flower is still slightly better in my opinion. Now for the Stinkbug Amulet, mine isn't really good, but you should try to get flat pollen, blue bee attack, and blue bomb pollen. And if you can, I suggest you try to get honey from tokens. Next, the Moon Amulet, you want white pollen and honey per pollen. And if you, for the people out there who have like godly luck, you can try to get like ticket chance or any other force stat that can help with that. Now on the Supreme Hand Amulet, you want convert rate, critical chance, critical power, flat pollen, blue pollen, and white pollen. Like basically what I have here, but obviously you can get better stat. Mine isn't really high, but yeah, you want to try to get something like that. On your Supreme Shell Amulet, well, I don't have one because, yeah, I'm a noob, but you want to try to get honey from token and goo conversion, pollen, and stump field pollen, because stump field's a really good boosting field for blue, especially with festive beans. So we're done with the hive and the amulets. Now there are some essential gears that you will need, like the coconut canister, the diamond mask, and obviously you will at least need the honeycomb belt and the coconut clogs. But yeah, the diamond mask is the most important thing that you will need, because without it then you can't really make anything, and the bubble mask isn't that good. So yeah, definitely get the diamond mask. Now for casual grinding and for just grinding overall and boosting, the nectar types that you need are comforting nectar for the convert rate at hive, the blue pollen. Now the colorless bee convert rate isn't really needed, but yeah, it's still pretty decent. The honey and the honey per pollen obviously comes with every type of nectar. The most important one will be the satisfying nectar, which gives, I think, 1.5x honey at hive at max level. Gives white pollen, not really needed. Red bee convert rates, not really needed. But the reason you will want it is for the honey at hive, because with blue you will make most of your honey out of balloons. Next, the refreshing nectar. If you can get it, then yeah, it's pretty decent, but it is not needed. And another type of nectar that you should really try to get is the motivating nectar. I keep mine in the pot because, like with my planters, I get a planter in pine tree for the comforting nectar when I macro to try to maintain it, and then I rotate my pesticide planter from sunflower to pumpkin to pineapple, sunflower, pumpkin, pineapple. I just keep on doing that, so that way it grows faster and I can maintain my satisfying nectar. And yeah, I keep my motivating and nectar in the pot so I don't have to worry about it. And I use the blue clay planter here because, yeah, refreshing nectar can be decent, but also because here I can get some honeysuckles. And honeysuckles, yeah, I need them for honeybee's quest. This quest is a pain. Now let's talk about, now that we've talked about nectar, what are the basic mats that you need for casual grinding? Now what I mean by basic mats, first of all, is red extract, no, not red extract, blue extract, glitter, oil, enzyme, tropical drink, and if you want, you can use glue, which is not really needed because it's not even that good. But yeah, it can be decent. But what I suggest doing is using these smooth dice here because they're pretty easy to get. So use the smooth dice and then go to the blue HQ to try to stack the field that you want to get. If it's blue flower or pine tree or bamboo, then it can work. It's like you just use the blue field booster right after using the smooth dice. And then if you get ×3, then you can use the glitter in that field to get ×4. The strat that you will have to use for grinding is you want to place your sprinkler, obviously, and you want to try to get a friend or two that are also blue hives, so that way you can get more bubbles, so you can grow your pop star bigger and make more honey. So you want to use the materials that I suggested, and yeah, that's how you can make decent honey. And obviously you want to, when your pop star activates, try to pop as many bubbles as you can. And if you have star shower, whenever it spawns, you want to try to catch as many stars as you can, then just stand right under a balloon to try to fill it up. If you have tide popper like I do, there's a little strap that you should use. So like when your tidal wave activates, so when you reach 500 tide power, just move to one of the corners and place your sprinkler around here, and then just try to pop like all the bubbles like that with the waves, so you can maintain your tidal power. I think it's tidal power at the highest as you can, and keep it for as long as you can, so that way you get your tidal blessing a bit faster. And obviously you want to have max bubble bloat, which I don't right now because I didn't macro all day. But yeah, that'll be about it for this blue hive guide. So this is for if you wanted a blue hive trick or composition, or how to boost properly as boost, make a lot of honey, then yeah. Also, one last tip, this is really good. When you boost, like, you want to boost for 30 minutes, and then when you reach like 10 minutes or something, just use these balloons right here. Like, use a black balloon, a white balloon, red balloon, pink balloon, because then like at 15 minutes, which is halfway, you can just go claim honeybee's quest if you finished it, so that way you get 2 times convert rate. Like right when these balloons fills up, you can just go to your hive and you'll make a lot more honey. Then you can just come back and and I missed my title search. Okay, but you can just make a lot more honey from converting your balloon mid boost, because that's where it's gonna be big. Also, to keep your 4 times boost, you should just use a loaded dice. Once you get the field that you want, you wait. Use a glitter and wait for like Wait, no, I'm dumb. Just use a glitter, then wait around 30 seconds, then use your loaded dice. That's gonna give you ×4. So that way, when you reach mid boost, you can just use another glitter instead of wasting more loaded dice. So that's that's basically the best way to use loaded dice and glitter when boosting. So yeah, and I suggest donating a purple potion to the wind shrine, because that's what will give you most wins. But for casual grinding, just donate 5 black stacks. So yeah, that'll be about it for today. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.